Hey there my friend, it's Robert here with your weekly Angelscopes, where we will pull oracle cards, tune in to the angels, and bring through some messages and insights for all of the star signs for the week ahead. So let's jump on in and see what the angels have to say for all of us this week. Aries, your message this week is stand by your commitment. Now, I feel like you had this a couple of weeks ago, and again, it reminds you to keep going down the direction that you're called to go down. So sometimes there might be obstacles or little roadblocks or things that just get in the way that make you start to second guess your choices. But rather than throwing that whole idea away, your angels are saying to trust in that idea, to stand by your commitment, and to know that you are very close to the miracle occurring. So don't give up, keep pressing forward, follow through with that commitment, and trust that the blessings and the wonderful gifts are right around the corner. Taurus, this week your card is laughter. Now this means that you might have found it more challenging to laugh lately. Maybe life has gotten a bit too serious and all those responsibilities and commitments are taking a little bit too much time, and there's not enough time for fun, to play, and to laugh. So this week, your angels are really encouraging you to find a way to just express yourself in a joyful way. Take time to laugh, to connect with happy, fun people that you enjoy being around, and bring in that laughter energy so that you raise your vibrations. And as you raise your vibration, you start to see things from a higher perspective, and any issues that you might have been having, suddenly you'll see the solution shining through. Gemini, your message this week is balanced friendships. Now this means that there needs to be an equal share of both giving and receiving. And so right now you might have someone in your life who is taking a little more than they give back. Even just giving a thank you or being grateful is enough. But there might be some people who are just taking and taking and taking. And in that case, you start to give and give and give, but you're not getting anything back, and so your energy levels start to drop. So rather than burning yourself out, your angels say this week to encourage that balanced energy. Maybe pull back just ever so slightly and put that little boundary in place and say, yes, I'll help you, but not right this second. That way it starts to create more of a dynamic where you are receiving the appreciation and the gratitude for what you do. So this week, Gemini, yes, of course, help people and be friendly and kind, but start to put in those boundaries to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. Cancer, this week, your card is unity. When this comes up, it reminds you that you are spiritually connected to everybody around you. And so sometimes the way you feel may not necessarily be coming from you. It might be the people who are around you. So notice what you feel and how you feel, and then take a moment to actually say, is this mine? Is this the way that I feel, or am I picking up on the energy of everybody around me? Because chances are this week you're going to feel that, energy that's around you and mistake it for your own. But instead, let's use that to our advantage. And as you shine your light even more brightly, you start to impact the people around you with that positive light. So this week, the angels guide you to work with those connections and work with that energy to shine your light to help those people around you. Leo, your guidance this week is to uplift your thoughts. You may have been feeling a little down or a little heavier than usual, and this message tells you to raise your vibration and lift your spirits to see things from a new perspective. If we keep looking at everything that's going wrong, then we just magnify it and we actually attract even more of that. So the angels say to uplift your thoughts, look past any drama, stress, or chaos, and instead look to the solution. Look to the best possible outcome and those things that you truly want to happen. As you focus on the blessings, you magnify and you attract those instead. So this week, set your sights on the best possible outcome and start to feel your energy shift as you attract more good into your life. Virgo, your message this week is open your third eye. So this is about you trusting your intuition and opening up your own natural clairvoyance to start to have a better connection with your angels. Now, when this comes up, it can also mean that there's a fear of your own spiritual gifts. And maybe you've been holding back ever so slightly rather than allowing yourself to be your true, authentic version of yourself and opening up that intuition even more. So your angels ask you this week to practice your intuition and trust your clairvoyance. Trust those intuition feelings that come through and allow yourself to be guided by that this week. Let go of the fear, let go of the worry, and open up your intuitive sight to connect in with your angels. Libra, your message this week is you are lovable. This comes through to remind you that you are created perfectly. God doesn't make any mistakes. So everything about you right in this moment is exactly the way that it's meant to be. I know sometimes that can be tricky for us to understand and we go, well, why is this happening to me this way? But instead of slipping into that negativity, maybe ask yourself, could this be a healing moment? Could this be something that actually helps me? And could this be something that I can use to help other people? Maybe it's giving you a different perspective that you can use to shine a light on something to help other people as well. So remember that you are exactly the way you need to be right now. Trust in that, own that, and allow your light to shine to bring healing to those around you. Scorpio, your guidance this week is to let go of anxiety. Anxiety is this energy that just runs through our system and makes us feel like we're running on a treadmill when we're not moving anywhere at all. Anxiety burns through all of our nutrients, it makes us feel exhausted, and it doesn't help any of us. But the anxious energy comes from when we start to look further ahead. We start to look to the future and we worry about things that might happen. But instead of worrying about what could happen in a negative way, start to visualize the future in a positive, happy, loving, healthy way. Focus on the best possible outcome and feel your angels surround you and support you in that journey. As you let go of those anxious thoughts and take a moment to breathe, you start to reconnect with your intuition and you start to hear the voices of your angels again. So this week, take a moment to catch your breath, to shift your focus, and to look forward with loving, positive, and happy eyes. Sagittarius, your message this week is first step. Now, sometimes when we're faced with a big thing we have to accomplish, a big mountain we have to climb, it gets overwhelming. We start to stress about it and we start to worry about it. And in the end, we start to avoid it because we feel it's too big. But instead of doing that, the angels say, take the first step. Rather than seeing it as this giant mountain in front of you, look at the step you have to take first. Step number 1. Then when you do that, you can move on to step number 2, and so on. But first you need to do that very first step to get the ball rolling. So this week, rather than avoiding that mountain, take step number 1 and know that you are moving in the right direction. Capricorn, your guidance this week is to be positive. Remember, whatever it is you focus on, you magnify and you attract towards you. So if you focus on the wonderful things, the blessings, the healing, and the joy, you start to attract more of that into your life. But if you accidentally focus on the negative things, the blocks, the obstacles, any of that, then you accidentally magnify and attract that into your life. So this week your angels say to be positive. Focus on the beautiful things around you and see the future in a very bright and positive way. Rather than getting caught up in any challenges you might be facing right now, look past them and pay attention to the wonderful things in the future and allow that energy to grow. Aquarius, your guidance from the angels this week is raise your vibration. So when this comes up, it always makes me think of, the radio stations where you used to turn that dial, and if you weren't right on the station, it was a bit fuzzy or crackly and sounded a bit muffled, and then you had to just do a little tiny adjustment, and now that radio was crystal clear. Well, this means the same sort of thing with your intuition and your angels. So you might have felt like those messages coming through are a bit fuzzy or not quite as clear and easy to understand as you would like. And so what they say for you this week is to take some time to just adjust ever so slightly so that you can be crystal clear in alignment with your angels and your intuition to bring through those messages. So take some time for yourself this week, maybe practice meditation, connect with nature, work with your crystals and flowers, whatever feels the best to you to raise your energy, and notice how that makes your intuition and those messages crystal clear. Pisces, this week your guidance is to become the true you. Your angels are saying to you that now is the time for you to step into your power and your purpose. No more hiding in the background or being a wallflower. Instead, let your light shine and be noticed. So this week you might find opportunities where you're suddenly thrust into the spotlight and you're able to be of service and help those people around you. Don't back away from this, allow it to unfold and notice that your purpose starts to shine through. Chances are you already have an idea of what your purpose is, but if you don't, then notice what happens this week. Notice the things that keep repeating or those experiences that you're suddenly thrust into, and that may very well be a clue for what your life purpose is. And there are your Angelscopes for the week. So I hope that these messages resonate with you. I hope you have a truly wonderful and beautiful week ahead. Of course, please do let me know in the comments how these messages connect to you. And of course, I will talk to you again soon. But until then, I'm sending you many, many angel blessings.